Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the world of coins. Collectibles in the world of American coinage. Few coins create waves of excitement the way a mysterious 1996 Washington quarter does. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary coin. Simple metal, familiar eagle, and the classic quarter design. But behind its silent shine lies a story that collectors whisper about, a story of unexpected fortune and unbelievable transformation. When held in the hand, especially in copper-tinted, age condition, this coin carries the weight of hidden history that can change a collector's destiny in a heartbeat. The 1996 quarter comes from an era when millions of coins were struck, yet only a rare few came out with special qualities that later turned into treasures. Some developed unusual color tones, some carried minting deviations, and some simply survived in extraordinary condition despite decades of circulation. Your coin, showing that warm copper side and age texture, stands as a silent survivor of time, holding secrets of its journey. Pockets, drawers, fields, collections, and unknown hands that once held it. Collectors don't just search for coins, they search for stories. And the story of the 1996 quarter is a story of possibility. This coin represents the spirit of a nation, struck with the iconic eagle spreading its wings wide, as if guarding the legacy of American currency. Every line, feather, and letter carries craftsmanship of a generation that valued precision. When you look closely at the eagle, it's almost as if it watches you back, reminding you of the history it has witnessed. What makes this coin so fascinating is its unpredictable nature. You may find two 1996 quarters that look similar, yet one is worth only pocket change, while another becomes the centerpiece of a collector's dream. The value is not just in the date, it's in the details. Toning, condition, preservation, unique minting touches, and rarity factors can lift this little 25-cent piece into a spotlight where collectors fight for ownership. In the modern world, stories often exaggerate values, but behind every legendary coin, there exists at least one example that sold unexpectedly high, sparking global curiosity. That is how the myth of the $1,000,000 quarter began. A special type, a rare flaw, or even a perfectly preserved coin in untouched condition can suddenly rise in auctions like a star born out of nowhere. And that tiny seed of truth is what makes the 1996 quarter so thrilling. Because hidden treasures do exist. Imagine owning a coin that millions of people walk past without noticing. Coins like these are not discovered in shining showcases. They are found in dusty drawers, forgotten tins, old wallets, and inherited collections. Sometimes fate hides fortune in ordinary things, waiting for the right moment and the right eyes to finally recognize it. That's why every collector treats a 1996 quarter differently. Not as a simple piece of metal, but as a potential miracle. The copper tone on your quarter adds even more character. It shows that the coin has aged naturally, gaining color, personality, and a rare patina that some collectors deeply admire. This warm blend of copper hues tells a long story. Years of travel, weather, protection, and survival. Many people don't understand the value of naturally aged coins, but serious collectors treasure this look because it can make a coin truly one of a kind. Every historic coin carries energy, and the 1996 quarter carries the energy of transitioning America, an era shifting from old to new, from traditional minting to modern production. It was a final stretch before America introduced its legendary 50 states quarter program. That makes coins like your 1996 specimen part of the final chapter of classic Washington quarter history, turning them into more than just currency. They are artifacts from the end of an era. Picture someone finding a rare variation of a 1996 quarter in their pocket. One moment they're ordinary, the next holding a discovery that collectors across the world dream of. Stories like these travel fast. They fuel belief, hope, and excitement that maybe, just maybe, there is still fortune hidden in everyday life. And that belief is what gives this coin the power to inspire millions. Your quarter, displayed in a video frame, held carefully with gloves, shows respect for its value. Handling it that way preserves a condition and keeps it safe for future collectors who might see it not only as a coin, but as a collectible worth owning. Every scratch, every edge, every detail matters, and your coin appears thoughtfully preserved, giving a strong presence on camera, almost as if it knows its own importance. Coins like these are more than objects. They are time machines. When you hold a 1996 quarter, you hold a slice of the past. You hold memories of American life. You hold a piece of craftsmanship that traveled across years to reach you. And no matter what value collectors assign to it today, the emotional and historic weight of the coin is priceless on its own. So when people say this coin can change your fortune overnight, they speak from a place of passion. Not every coin becomes a millionaire maker, but every rare coin has the power to surprise. Your job is to respect it, research it, preserve it, and never rush to sell it cheap. Because just like every great treasure in history, its true worth may reveal itself when the world least expects it. And that moment can turn an ordinary quarter into a life-changing legend. The next up top to be imagined holding a simple 1984 P. Washington quarter in your hand. A coin so ordinary that millions of people spend it without a second thought. But the truth hidden behind this small piece of metal is far more electrifying. This coin carries a legacy of American history, minting precision, rare mistakes, and unexpected collector passion. Elements powerful enough to turn a forgotten quarter into a treasure that could reshape someone's destiny overnight. The 1984 P. Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a place famous for producing massive quantities of coins for everyday use. Yet within that immense flow of production, certain pieces emerged that were far from ordinary. A few quarters escaped the minting presses with astonishing errors, unusual strikes, or sharp details that set them apart from the rest. These rare varieties became the heartbeat of the coin-collecting world, quietly gaining attention as collectors realized how incredibly difficult they were to find. While most 1984 P quarters are common pocket change, the rare survivors display a blend of brightness, sharp edges, and intact copper-nickel layering, a condition so exceptional that only a tiny fraction still possess it today. When such a well-preserved coin appears, collectors describe it as a miracle of survival, especially since these everyday quarters circulated heavily for decades. Finding one in high grade feels like discovering a lost artifact preserved against time itself. What truly pushes this coin into the spotlight is the power of minting errors. A double die strike, an off-center strike, a clipped planchet, or a dramatic die break. Any one of these can transform a regular 1984 P quarter into a jaw-dropping rarity. Collectors hunt for these errors like explorers searching for legendary treasure. The rarer the flaw, the higher the excitement, and the stronger the desire to own it at any cost. The presence of copper on the edge, the metallic shine, and the preservation of the eagle design often tell a deeper story about the coin's journey. Some survive decades without corrosion, scratches, or discoloration, almost as if fate protected them for the day someone would realize their true value. These special survivors are the ones that send shockwaves through the collecting community when they surface. It is this blend of rarity, unpredictable survival, and collector obsession that fuels the myth of the life-changing quarter. Stories circulate about lucky individuals discovering a rare 1984 P coin in old jars, forgotten albums, or inherited boxes, only to learn its true worth later. Whether or not all these stories are true, the excitement behind them keeps the legend alive, making people inspect every old quarter more carefully. The eagle on the reverse side symbolizes American strength, and the portrait of George Washington reflects leadership and resilience. These symbols of coin carriers give it emotional value beyond monetary value. For many collectors, owning a well-preserved 1984 P quarter feels like holding a piece of American pride, frozen in metal form. That patriotic connection alone increases demand. Another reason the 1984 P quarter becomes so desirable is its scarcity in mint state condition. Most circulated for decades, grinding away detail and brilliance. But the extremely rare ones that remain untouched shine with crisp glow that collectors chase like a dream. When these flawless or near-flawless specimens appear, bidding wars break out, raising prices to shocking levels. The coin also carries a mystery of the past. Whose pocket did it travel through? What purchases it made? How long it survived unnoticed? People love objects that have lived through real history, and this is one reason older coins like the 1984 P quarter continue to fascinate buyers. Each scratch tells a story. Each preserved detail whispers the passage of time. There's also a psychological thrill behind rare coins. Collectors know that one rare error coin can dramatically increase their collection's value. That sense of possibility creates a gold rush feeling in the coin market, where hope and excitement blend with financial potential. This emotional energy is what makes even ordinary coins feel extraordinary when rarity enters the picture. For some people, the dream of finding a rare 1984 P quarter becomes a symbol of luck, prosperity, and destiny. They believe a single powerful discovery can change their life, and in rare cases, extraordinary coins have indeed brought unexpected fortune to their owners. That belief gives this quarter an almost mythical reputation, turning it from metal into a symbol of hope. So when you hold a 1984 P. Washington quarter that appears different, sharper, brighter, or struck with unusual details, you are not just holding a coin. You are holding the possibility of something rare, powerful, and historically meaningful. Whether it becomes a valuable collector's piece or not, its story is captivating enough to make anyone look twice. That is why you should never spend such a coin casually. Because in the world of collectors, even the smallest piece of metal can carry the power to rewrite your fortune overnight. The next up top three in the wide universe of American coinage, the 1980 D. Washington quarter stands like a silent guardian of a fascinating era, an era when the Denver Mint was running at full force, stamping millions of coins that would travel through hands, pockets, and decades of everyday American life. Yet among those millions, rare survivors exist, pieces preserved in unusually sharp condition, pieces that collectors whisper about, hoping to uncover one of the elusive mint-made mistakes that can transform an ordinary quarter into a treasure. At first glance, the 1980 D quarter may not look like a coin capable of rewriting someone's destiny. It carries the familiar copper-nickel shades, the proud portrait of George Washington, and the classic eagle reverse. But what truly gives this coin its electricity is the possibility that yours might be one of the few born with a dramatic mint error that the average person might never recognize. Because the Denver Mint in 1980 struck an enormous number of quarters, perfection was never guaranteed. When machinery moves at breathtaking speed, even the smallest hiccup can create accidental miracles. Off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, missing-clad layers, and other error types that are not just rare, they're the kind of discoveries that collectors dream about. Imagine holding a 1980 D quarter where the copper layer peeks through boldly on one side because the upper nickel-clad surface is missing. Such errors are real in U.S. minting history, and they can transform an ordinary piece into something dramatic, something worth far more than pocket change. Not millions, as myth suggests, but still powerful enough to turn a humble find into a valuable collectible. The value of any coin is shaped by three forces: condition, rarity, and demand. For the 1980 D quarter, condition plays a massive role. Very few of these coins survived in crisp, untouched, high-grade states. Professional grading companies reward these exceptional survivors with high marks, grades that can push the value into impressive territory, especially when the coin appears frozen in time. Collectors around the world adore error coins because they are accidents that cannot be repeated. A double-struck quarter from 1980 details the story of a split-second mishap when timing, pressure, and alignment all miss their mark, capturing a mechanical mistake forever in metal. Finding such a coin is like discovering a footprint of history that shouldn't exist. But even a normal 1980 D quarter carries its own quiet legacy. It was minted when the U.S. economy was shifting, when inflation was high, and when American currency reflected a nation undergoing transformation. Every scratch, every shine, every tiny detail in the coin is a physical witness to the lives it passed through. Hands that worked, hands that struggled, hands that dreamed. Still, nothing captures the imagination more than the idea of a life-changing discovery. Many dramatic stories circulate in the coin world. Someone finds a rare error in a drawer, a shopper gets an unusual coin as change, or a family discovers a valuable piece tucked away for years. These aren't fairy tales. They're part of the living history of coin collecting. And the 1980 D quarter, because of its high mintage and potential for mistakes, often plays a starring role in these stories. Even though most 1980 D quarters are common, the few with dramatic errors, deep dive breaks, clip planchets, or extreme off-center strikes can attract intense bidding wars. These coins don't make anyone an overnight billionaire, but they certainly can deliver shocking value compared to their face worth. If your coin has strong copper exposure, unusual textures, missing layers, or strange shapes along the edges, you may be holding something special. A simple look with good lighting can reveal mysteries. Doubling on the inscription, alignment shifts, or surfaces that don't match normal minting patterns. These small differences make all the difference in the collector's world. The real magic of the 1980 D-quarter isn't in the midst of impossible millions. It's in the adventure of discovery. Every person who holds a coin like this becomes part of a treasure hunt that has lasted for generations. The thrill lies in the question, what if my coin is one of the rare ones? What if history chose this coin to carry a secret mistake? So if you have a 1980 D-quarter in unusually good shape, don't rush to spend it. Study it. Appreciate its story, its journey, and its unique features. Maybe it is an error coin waiting to be recognized. Maybe it isn't. But either way, its true power lies in possibility, history, and the hope that sometimes the smallest objects can carry the biggest surprises. The next up top for the 1991 D Washington quarter, minted in Denver, often seems like an ordinary piece of pocket change, but every now and then a coin appears that feels different, heavier with history, richer with mystery, glowing with a quiet promise of destiny. This is the kind of coin collectors whisper about, the kind of piece that turns simple curiosity into unstoppable excitement. When a coin like this shows up, you don't just look at it, you feel it. Imagine holding a 1991 D-quarter so clean, so sharp, and so beautifully preserved that it almost seems suspended in time. The copper edges shine like a boundary between two worlds, the world of everyday life and the world of unexpected fortune. Many people never stop to notice the stories a coin carries, but this one demands attention with every tiny detail engraved on its surface. The Washington portrait on the front is more than just an image. It is a symbol of American history cast onto metal and sent into circulation to survive decades of pockets, palms, journeys, and generations. And yet, some coins survive untouched, keeping the brilliance of their original minting. When collectors find such a survivor, they know they are holding something extraordinary. The Denver Mint Mark D gives this coin a unique identity, a small letter with a big story. Denver-made quarters from 1991 were produced in huge numbers, yet only a tiny fraction remain in exceptional condition today. That rarity is what collectors chase, because condition is everything in the world of numismatics. The better the condition, the louder the coin speaks to those who understand its language. Some 1991 D-quarters are known for unusual minting characteristics, tiny marks, slight shifts, or faint errors that were never meant to leave the mint. Errors create legends. People have spent years searching through jars, drawers, and old boxes hoping to find a coin with a unique flaw that elevates its value far beyond the ordinary. In the coin collecting world, the greatest treasures often come from the simplest places. A dusty cupboard, a forgotten piggy bank, or a handful of change can hide a coin capable of rewriting someone's story. That's why the 1991 D-quarter has become a favorite of treasure hunters, because it represents a thrill of possibility wrapped in the shape of small metal. Collectors do not only value a coin for money, they value it for its journey. A well-preserved 1991 D-quarter tells a tale of decades survived without damage, a miracle considering how roughly coins live their lives. When one appears in good condition, it feels like a secret preserved for the right person at the right time. While the legends of million-dollar quarters spread across the internet, the true power of this coin lies in its connection to history, not in imaginary overnight billions. But storytelling has its own magic, the magic of hope, discovery, dreams, and destiny. And sometimes a coin becomes a symbol of those dreams, even if its real-world price is far less dramatic. Your 1991 D-quarter, especially if it carries a strong shine, crisp edges, and a clear strike, becomes more than metal. It becomes a personal talisman. Something that feels valuable not just because collectors seek it, but because it holds emotional weight. A coin like this can inspire you, motivate you, and remind you that small things can bring big meaning. There are collectors who would pay handsomely for a pristine specimen, and there are collectors who chase rare errors with relentless passion. The possibility that your coin might be one of the unusually well-preserved or uniquely struck pieces adds fire to the imagination. That fire is what drives the entire world of coin collecting. Whether your coin holds monetary value or sentimental power, one truth remains unshaken. Discoveries like this bring excitement into everyday life. They give you a story to tell, a story about history, mystery, and the thrill of unexpected fortune. Every collector remembers the day they found a coin that felt different. Today, that could be you. So hold your 1991 D quarter with pride. Respect it, protect it, keep it safe. Not because it guarantees billions, but because coins like this remind us of the hidden treasures the world still holds. Sometimes the real fortune isn't the money. It's the journey, the hope, and the magic that a small piece of metal can bring into your life.